We're here at the Little Yellow Chocolate House. It's going to be our very first investigation for Western Door Paranormal. And what I have here is the fine proprietors of the establishment who are going to tell us a little bit about the place and the activity here.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Boas. This is my wife, Kathy. We own this business, the Little Yellow Chocolate House. It's in Lewiston, N.Y. We are in the oldest building in the village. The first building built after the War of 1812 when the British soldiers and the Mohawk Indians came through the village and burned the town and killed and scalped everybody. As far as some of the activity that's happening in the house, in the 20s, the Antolin family raised 7 kids in this house. Mary Lou Campbell, who was born in this house, she's in her 90s now, sat here for our grand opening and told us a story about her little brother that was 5 years old and he died in the Niagara River when they lived here. We think that he's still around because actually the licorice on the back cabinet wall frequently will end up here in the middle of the floor when we come in the morning. And there's no way it could fall from there to here. I don't think anyways. I don't think there's any laws of physics that will allow it to happen.
No.
And he likes to play with the rock candy. The rock candy ends up over here on the floor quite frequently.
He has affinity for the older candy, in other words.
Right. And he was messing with Kathy one day. You can tell that story.
I was doing paperwork. The doors were closed, so there was no breeze. And I was a little aggravated. I don't like doing paperwork, and my papers just kept falling off the counter about 6 or 7 times, and then I yelled, "Stop it, you're bugging me." And he did stop.
Another thing that happened recently was Kathy was in Toronto and I was coming in early in the morning, opened the door, and I got shoved from the back. That door popped open and I was shoved from the back and I ended up about in the middle of this sideboard right here, and I could physically feel the shove. And I mean, it was pretty forceful. So I don't think that was a little boy.
No, it sounds like more of an adult spirit would do something like that, little boy. That sounds more like he's playful versus someone who would come in and do something aggressive like that.
Right.
You say it might be from the Frontier House behind us.
Well, I was thinking the Frontier House was built in 1824. This building was built in 1816. After the Frontier House was first built, it was a stagecoach. Well, it was one of the most famous inn and tavern in Western New York. Lewiston was the gateway to the west through the Great Lakes and the Niagara River, and the Frontier House housed very many famous people over the years. President William McKinley spent the night there the night before he was assassinated in Buffalo. But there's been many stories of the Frontier House haunted. So, and it was from outside in. Someone pushed me into the house. So
it's also some kind of a walk-through spirit. Well, that's really cool. Maybe we can get a 10-cent tour of the place.
Okay, sure. Well, it won't take long because the Little Yellow House is pretty small. You got the camera going this way already, so we can walk back this way. As you look here, this house was a part of the Underground Railroad. That was access to the basement, where they hid the slaves and moved them in and out at night as they moved out their way on down towards the river. This is my testament for the Underground Railroad, just a little exhibit with the railroad lanterns and the spike and the cabinet being a portal.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So this is the whole little house. There's nothing really to see more than this. It's small. You can see it was built in the old style, 18 by 20, built for habitation of man. 3 stories. There's an upstairs, this floor, and then there's a basement level.
Is there any activity in the basement or upstairs?
Not upstairs at all, but in the basement, yeah, I believe it. We felt it when we were down there in the past, and you guys went down there and looked. I don't know how you felt, but
Well, typically when it's an old dirt basement, so it has that, of course, very old, feeling about it. Some people just get the creeps, and we'll go down there and see if there's anything actually going on down there.
okay.
Awesome.
And then as you look through, this is the rest of the house. This is the Little Yellow House. They raised 7 kids in here in the 20s, and the basement was like a root cellar.
Okay.
So they had storage, and then the old chimney that's in the next room was the actual original chimney, and that's where the fireplace and the hearth was and the heat of the building.
Oh, okay.
And that space right there was the stairs to the upstairs. It's been changed now. So.
Okay.
These are the original beams. The timbers are original. The floor is original. It was a barn floor originally. And then the windows are replications. The 12 by 12 windows are the replications of the original windows. And then if you want to pan on over to that picture right there on the wall, that's a picture of the old house. Pull that stuff off the top of it. Right above that coffee maker. Put stuff down so it's not going to break. You can see that's the other house in the 20s. That's an actual photo of the house.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It looks so much the same, but it looks different. See, and it's in a more rural setting right there versus what we know nowadays.
Right.
What we see now.
The ice cream parlor here is an addition, and also to on the back is an addition, but the original house is still here. So.
Wow. That is crazy.
Amazing. I see you still have the horseshoe for life.
Yeah, well, that's a pony shoe that was found in this house.
Really?
Yeah, it was found in this house, and I put it there for life.
Awesome. And it's put there the right way. Luck's not going to run out.
Right, exactly.
Well, what we'll do is we'll start breaking down the equipment and start getting ready from the investigation. We'll do a base sweep so we can get our base readings, and hopefully we'll have a real good investigation.
All right. Yeah, I'm ready. I just want to get out of Tony here.
No, actually, you guys write interviews.
It's not my hair.
Which one is the app?
First over here.
Huh?
Watch your step. There's no rail.
And lights are on.
As they say, the first step's a doozy.
Yeah, the last one here is.
Yeah.
Be careful. Because there's a saw right there.
Got your headlight?
More or less.
Since you're tall, be careful.
Yeah, Drew, you have to be careful, man. This low bridge.
Right there. The original shot.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's a beam. That's an iron beam. That one
Yeah.
won't feel good
Tom,
if
did
you-
you
No.
bring batteries? Extra batteries for my camera?
The original.
Yeah.
Rail
Yeah.
line. We're good. We're all ready to go. Come on. It's only that big. Alright. It's pretty small. But good. We can do this.
Okay, I can do. We'll wait. See that? Look at
No,
that.
you see what I do with mine? I do open the beak light.
Alright, let me just.
Tone.
Nice.
It's easier that way now when you want it off. So
That works.
Alright. I'm gonna grab a seat.
Yep.
And I got the lights on.
Okay. We waited a long time to talk to you.
I felt like something was hovering over my left arm over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that you? You like to play games? I do.
If you're hovering over there by Drew, what's it mean? If you're hovering over there by Drew, why don't you go ahead and touch him? He don't mind.
He's friendly.
He likes that sort of thing. What?
Something touched me.
Really?
Yeah.
It has a magnet on the back. It sticks up on anything metal. But it takes a good force to peel this off to get sticky on there. See that? They're sticky underneath. And that's a bit weird too. Because you put it back on there. And you got that.
So what basically happened down there with that?
It fell off. What was it, the vent?
Yes.
It was a vent, which it shouldn't have done that because it should have stuck on there. Now all that time we had it in a different spot, it stayed up and it fell off. It was sitting like this on the vent, and all of a sudden we were talking and it was ripped off. This part was ripped off like this. It was left. Put it back on, and what happened? Put it back on a metal thing. It stayed on the whole entire time.
Okay, now I was down there. I was politely asking questions. This little gizmo right here,
obviously you could say it's magnetized. And I was sitting there, and for some reason it was glowing. I felt as if someone was holding my hand or something. And the key factor is, no light was on besides this one. And these ain't made for to be glow in the dark. So it was definitely a chilled experience there.
We are now entering the main room. We call this the God room. This is where a lot of the activity has been reported. So we're gonna go over here. We were told that the licorice was knocked off of the shelf a couple of times. The distance from the shelf from the licorice would be impossible for the bag to just fall down. I'm talking it's 5 to 10 feet away, which, you know, it's not normal for the bag to just fall all the way over there. And we also, with the rock candy, which is located over here on the side of the corner, which we will go over and we will point this out, we've also been, you know, candy's been flying out. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to bring it in here now to the main room.
Actually inside the little yellow chocolate house. We're in the main store area. We're looking here once again to communicate with the spirits that are in this establishment. We're here to communicate just like downstairs in the basement. Nothing has changed. Can you tell us your name? Are you the same spirit that likes to hang out down in the basement? We hear you like to play with the candy. Can you knock one of them bags of licorice off the shelf for us? We just want another sign of your presence. Licorice is up over here on the top.
Here.
Top right.
Top right. Bam. I have a toy car for you. If you'd like to play with it, I would love to play with you. I don't like to play by myself. I'm gonna push it, and if you'd like to push it back, go ahead.
Now, this following clip, we were trying to get to the bottom of the gender of the spirit. We had asked if the spirit was male or female. And then we get a distinct VVP that says, I'm a male.
Are you a male or female?
There's a ball there. This next VVP is caught as we were getting ready to wrap up the basement and move on to another location in the house. Now, as we were saying our goodbyes to whatever was in the basement, we get a distinct, clear whine. Check it out. Okay.
We've been on her feet all day. She wants to get off her feet. So.
Oh, I know the feeling. I know that feeling.
Do you want a light to go up? You can just grab.
Now, this next VVP is completely random. It seems to be a voice that just seems to say, uh-uh. This is where the party's at. That concludes this episode, and thank you for watching Western Door Paranormal Classics.